so that we have like a community amongst ourselves. We're all budding entrepreneurs, management professionals, and family business owners. So we all have like a community where we could come, talk. We're all going through the same sort of journeys at times. So camaraderie is like one of the key reasons why we're doing this and why they did start Young Minds as a new initiative. Talking about it, like I have to go back to thank last term's office bearers who are unfortunately not here with us tonight, but we had Arati as our chair and Ujjwal as secretary. Both of them were really useful in setting up the foundations for this. Ujjwal is supposed to be here. I'm pretty sure he will join us closer to when the bar opens, but then he will definitely be there. Both of them got also celebrated by KMA. They were given plaques at the last KMA awards session. You were there for that, Patu? You saw it? Yeah. I didn't see Ujjwal post anything about it, but yeah. Now we have a new team for this term. We have Anup as our secretary. I'm sure you all know him. You want to, yeah, thank you. He's probably known as the youngest man from Dunham, and if you've gone to any open mics in Kochi, you would have definitely heard him sing. And most likely he's going to bless us with some music later tonight as well. Jose is my co-chair. He, round of applause please. He values property for ICICI Bank, and from what I've seen, he's quite a dancer. So if there's music playing tonight from our night at Velocity.
Oh, okay.
So if there's music tonight and you're looking for a dancing partner, that's your guy. So while we do hold these positions, it basically means that we have to plan and host certain events. That's our responsibility, and your responsibility is to show up mostly. Again, we plan to host these sort of events every month. If you have any ideas for how you want these socials to go, please suggest. Feel free to suggest. But anyways, one of the highlights for tonight's evening, we have Ms. Aina Raj here with us. She's the founder of Udān. She's coached over 400 individuals working with leaders on business growth, personal transformation, and emotional intelligence. Something a lot of us could use a lot more of. She's also an XLRI alum and brings a global perspective from her time working in Dubai, Luxembourg, and across India. I hope I got my facts right. Her coaching style blends neuroscience, storytelling, and again, introspection, which again, I feel like a lot of us do need over here. So tonight's session is called From Legacy to Leadership. It's going to be an interactive session, so don't be shy. Ask questions, be open. I really hope to hear more than Prateek's voice tonight. Yes, on to our speaker, Ms. Aina Raj. Thank you. Please go on.
Thank you, David. That was a wonderful, warm introduction, and it's a very small gathering. I think you're all a very cozy bunch, I feel. So my introduction has already been done. I had a very big introduction about Udān, about all of that. No, I have a beautiful picture of mine, so probably I will just go through this. So like David said, like most of us, I completed my engineering, and then I didn't know what to do. Then I worked for some time. I did my master's in business administration from Hyderabad. Then I didn't know what to do. Then I worked for 10 years. Along the way, I took to coaching, or rather coaching found me, and started, I got an international coaching federation certification, basically which requires 1,000+ hours of private coaching, which is one-on-one coaching, and basically helping people realize their true potential is what coaches do. So I kind of liked it, but then somewhere I thought I wanted to scale it a little better. Now, when you do it one-on-one, it creates a lot of deep impact, but through group trainings, we create massive impact. So that is how we got into the idea of starting Udān. And I moved back to India only last year, and since then I've been doing corporate trainings, and we customized trainings for organizations into people development, leadership development, and so on. So again, thank you for having me. Now, while we wait for others, because it's a small bunch, I would also want to get to know you a little better. So here's a small ice-breaking activity, maybe, which is you've heard of metaphors, right? Which means that I would say, "Hi, I'm Aina. I'm an eagle." And then you say why you're an eagle. Because you could say, I like to fly high, I'm ambitious. All of that. It could be an animal, it could be an object. Some people say I'm a window, some people say I'm a sponge. A lot of things, right? So get a little creative and let's have a small self-introduction about yourselves. Yes?
Sure.
Yeah? You want time to think?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. How many? 1 minute is more than
How about
enough.
you start? So we already have.
I already gave you an example, right? Yeah, that's an example.
Why are you the eagle?
Huh?
Why are you the eagle?
Why?
It was eagle, right?
Yeah. No, so eagle because I'm never settled. I like to fly really high and like to think big picture, and I'm very ambitious. So that is one of my very prominent traits that probably makes me an eagle. And if you look at the logo, I have an eagle there, and I have a eagle tattoo. So I'm personifying it by all means. Yes.
I think I would.
Yeah. Let's start.
I think I would say a lot of people have told me I give golden retriever energy. So I think a dog makes a lot of sense to me, and I don't know. I guess I'm loyal and probably loud. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Nice.
You make my.
See, that's the thing, right? When you become an early riser, you grab opportunities.
Yeah, that's all. So,
Yeah.
just,
So if you volunteer first, probably you can get that.
Yeah.
You can't repeat also.
I'll pass it back.
Not ready. Whoever is ready.
You go for it.
I'm Pratik, I'm a car. Yeah, I love to travel. I love to go places and I like going fast. I am reliable. I get from point A to point B as fast as I can.
Okay.
Well, yeah. But I'm a reliable car. Happy. Yeah, I think that's it.
Okay. Nice. Thank you. Yes, Udan.
I'm Jose. I think I'm a tree. Tree is always useful. You go under the tree, you get shade. You chop wood, you chop the tree, it becomes wood. And even when you want to burn it, again it produces energy for cooking. So I'm a tree. Yeah, very useful. People can rely on me anytime.
Okay, that's a nice one.
Good evening. I'm Kevin. I'm not an object, but I feel I'm a speed. Okay.
You are what?
Speed.
Okay.
Maybe I'm fast in the way I speak, or maybe whatever I do it very fast. So maybe I'm reliable, but what I feel is that I'm very much faster in what I do. Or maybe in the growth or other thing, I feel that I could go a speed man. That's why I feel that I'm in the speed. Correct.
Speed man, like a flash.
Let it flash. Okay.
Okay.
Maybe.
Hello, my name is Sanu, and I think I am a frog because I don't stay in the same. I don't stay in the same place for, at one point of time. I'll keep on jumping from one interest to another. But whatever happens, I can survive. I live in water as well as land, so whichever the situation be there, I'll survive. That's all.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yes.
Hi guys, I'm Archana. the stage of life at which I am currently, I feel like I'm the phoenix. I can relate to it. I'm just gonna rise back up from the ashes. I was flying around. I'm just a mom who's taken a break for my kids. So yeah, I'm gonna get there and get back in full swing, and I'll be there again.
Thank you. Very nice. Yes. Passing the mic. You ready? You ready?
I don't.
I'm normally a backbencher, so that I can handle it. But
Yeah.
I'll go with I'm a backbencher.
Backbencher, why?
So that I didn't have to hold the mic and get up behind the crowd.
Okay. So you're basically passing the mic. Do you need time to think? Or you know what? If you don't come up, they will come up with something for you.
I'll get it in the next round, definitely.
Okay.
Well, thinking of an object at first, I'd say that I think of myself as something like a flashlight. Maybe because a lot of people have told me that I'm good at guiding the way for them. And, being available in the dark.
Yes. Like thinking of an object, yes, I'm Matthew. Thinking of an object, I think I make a blank page. Maybe I can write down any thoughts, and I can get down to my and just put them the same and get my solutions. And even I heard that most of your problems will get solved if you just write it down.
Okay.
Yes.
So you're
So
like a blank paper.
yes.
My name is Atul. I guess I'd be like this for some reason. I'm a jack of all trades.
Oh, okay. Yes. Nice.
Did you get everyone? No.
You're there.
You're also.
No, what about yeah,
She's still thinking.
the ladies?
Well, that's true. I know we can help
Hi, I'm Azmina. And I was thinking, I'm not getting an answer, but finally I came to I might be a kind of a rubber band or something. How much someone stretches me, I'll get back into shape no matter what. So, yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
Nice.
I think I am a cat because my presence makes people happy. Yeah, and I think I'm a cat who thinks she's a tiger. So it helps her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, nice. All right. Yes.
Oh,
It's so silent. So easy to miss.
I'm Ishwar, and I'm quite relate to comedian. You won't notice. You won't notice me. I'm quiet.
So that was a living example.
More or less quiet. Yes, I'm quiet. I adapt to situations, and I usually move in silence. So, yeah.
Okay, thank you. Anything yet? Do you want to help them?
I don't know.
Try, give it a try.
I think I'm a monkey because they seem so carefree and having fun in every situations. I love doing that. I love having fun.
Yes, you're having fun. Okay, good.
I don't like jumping.
Okay, good. Oh,
Hi everyone, I'm Anup. And if it's an object, I'd say a rock. I mean, I'd like to be a rock because of how still it can be. I'm somebody who's introspective and spiritual into meditation, so that's why I rock.
okay, okay. Yes, thank you.
So is that it? Anyone else? You're a new latecomer. Latecomers will get punished. Can you come and sit here, please? So Pavan, we were doing a small activity and I think you can participate. Yes. So the activity is like you find a word, find an object or an animal or anything it could be that is relatable to you, that is relatable to your personality. So there are people who say they are a car, they're a torchlight.
I was a dog.
Yeah, he was a dog.
Even some species are like.
Yeah.
I can't even think, yeah.
You get object and I.
Can you think of something?
That's describing yourself. 3
So
more seconds.
I think I would go with a stag.
Sorry?
Stag.
A stamp?
Not a stamp, a stag.
A stag.
Deer.
Stag.
Very nice. Bye. Bye.
Bye.
So, I would just say it kind of reflects my personality. Stag is it's an animal which kind of has its own private space at times, but at the same time it goes with the flock, it goes with its herd. So I think I'm that kind of person, and so it kind of reflects what I am. So yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Pawan. All right. So thank you so much, everyone. So let's get started. Now we're talking about legacy and leadership, right? Now I want you to think about something and tell me, what are you proud of your legacy? What do you think is your strength when it comes to whatever you have inherited? And what do you think is a weight on your shoulder? Okay? Things that limits you or restricts you. Is that clear?
Could you repeat that?
Yes. So, we are talking about legacy, and legacy is something you have inherited. Now, there are things about it that you're proud of, and that is your strength. There are things about your legacy that restricts you or limits you to be the way you want to be, and that is weight. So we are trying to figure out what is the difference between strength and weight. Okay? Is it a little deep?
I think of a weight.
Yeah, the weight part is.
Weight is something that is putting pressure on you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's plenty,
That's
right?
an easy one.
That's an easy one, yeah.
I think something.
Weight is something that weighs you down.
Yeah, that limits me with established
Yeah.
processes.
Yeah. You wanna, what could that be? Can you? Yes. What is the strength? What do you think is your biggest strength from what you have?
I mean, a well-oiled machine is nice. You know, like a working machine that you just get is great.
We're over the metaphors, by the way.
Oh.
Metaphors done. Now we're talking about you.
Right.
Yeah.
Again, like my mind's still on the weight, which is the something that limits me would be the established processes that you also would be inheriting. So,
Okay. And what do you think is the strength?
The established processes.
Yeah, also, honestly, like the fact that I just inherited those established processes is not that bad.
How about something which will help you?
Okay, so you mean like my own personality trait that I find as a
something
strength?
that you have inherited.
Oh, okay.
Anyone else give it a try? Pratik, you want?
Right, yeah.
So I think strength is definitely the brand that is eventually passed on, and that is something that is a standout thing that gives it a lot of value. The weight. Yeah, the weight I feel is the strict processes that everyone kind of has to go through to be there. That is one, and because I'm looking at weighing balance, I'm just thinking of two. The other one is succeeding when you're inherited something. When you inherit something, succeeding is something that is always a big challenge. I mean, everyone knows. I mean, everyone's heard it at least. First generation builds it, second generation grows it, third generation grows it. Everyone kind of grows up hearing that. So that is the biggest weight.
about this strength versus weight was Ratan Tata, because when he inherited from J.R.D. Tata, if you know J.R.D. Tata, he's a very charismatic leader, someone who can be there and talk to people, and very very great orator, and he can just have people at his wits. But when it came to Ratan Tata, people wouldn't take him seriously because of the characteristics, because of the kind of introvert that he was, and so that became a weight, right? Now when you want to do something and when people don't take you seriously, or you would try to replace someone. So what do you think when weight or the pressure? How do you handle pressure? Or how do you convert the pressure to a strength? So like he said, right, where you have strength, which is the brand, the value of the brand, the people who come with it, the trust, credibility, whatever you've built over a period of time. And the pressure that comes with it is to maintain it, probably with the existing processes, right? Is there a way to convert the strength to the pressure to the strength?
To strategize things to how to move that pressure to the strength, or make plans, or make the perspective into that way that okay, how to strategize the things now to reduce the pressure and convert that to a strength.
Strategize what? So if
there is a weakness, like something is weight or something you are in pressure.
Yeah, maybe take the existing processes,
Yes,
like they said, right?
So that pressure, if you have to convert to a strength, so we should make strategize on that part, on how to convert that to a strength. So maybe that we should then bring new ideas on to make it.
Okay.
And
But
how
how
to
do you get
execute,
acceptance of the ideas?
and how to execute that and convert that to a strength.
Okay. Just leave that thought there, we'll come back to it. Yeah, so that was strength versus weight. What is this? What is this?
Footprint.
How do you meet expectations? Like when you are inheriting or when you're carrying on that legacy, there are some expectations. Okay? So there was there was this one client that I was coaching earlier. He started off as a deputy manager. This was a small manufacturing plant, and he used to manage the factory employees there. So second in line to the director of operations that there is. Now the director is someone who has built processes systems from scratch, and people are there with him, worked with him for 20 years. Now suddenly this person, passed away, and someone had to take over, right? So someone had to take over, and the deputy manager came in, and he had to take over. Now what do you think would go wrong? See, because processes are established, systems are there. Now this is someone who has come into the role not by merit, but by, it's not by choice. That was the only option that there is. So he struggled with people accepting him, right? So what do you think can be done there? Because you have to understand the situation. Now people are grieving because someone has lost his life, someone who's dear has lost their life. People are grieving. They don't like anyone else coming and taking over. Now they are resistant to change. They are resistant to any change that the person brings about. And we are expected to follow the same path, right? So what do you do then?
Start small. Start small.
There is something you can do even before starting.
Don't try to understand people. Don't try to
Okay, then what will you do?
tell people that you're not trying to please them and that you're just trying to fill out that role as best as you can.
Yeah. Okay, that's a good one. What else?
Connect to the people and understand their emotions, and then get started from the people and then do the processes, so that you can build the people bridge before you get to action.
Yeah. Okay.
You should continue with what are the, as you told, there is a process and system available, right? So
Mhm.
first of all, you should continue with that process and system. Gradually, you should interact with the person, and then whatever change he has to bring it, slowly he has to bring.
So from an employee to stepping up as a leader, what do you need?
Guts.
You need acceptance from people, right? Like people should accept you. People should accept you. But for people to accept you, what do you need? Credibility, yes.
Humanness.
Instinct, yes. Respect, they need to respect you.
Inspiring those people. Like each person has their own wants and needs. A proper leader should actually understand that and inspire them to live.
Yeah. Now the problem here is it's very difficult to tackle people when you are a leader. It's much easier if you're one among them, right? So to lead, you have to walk with them first. Okay, before you lead, you have to walk with them. And in this particular case, like you said, right, you need to give them the space to grieve. You need to give them the space to open up and just listen. And that's why active listening becomes very important. Before we strategize, before we recommend changes, before we try to start something, we just have to patiently sit and listen. And that's what this person did, right? To just be able to listen, because anything that you say at that moment when people are grieving and people are resistant to change, it's very difficult for them to adapt. Okay, but then every time, like when you're playing with emotions, it's always good to wait, like have patience to wait till the emotions settle down, right? So always try to honor the person you're versus replacing, because it's difficult to replace, right? And when you're striving for it, it becomes even more difficult. But honoring can be done by just again being the second in command, and then just trying to work with the people and being one among them, creating a safe space. I think it's very important to create safety for people to come and open up without and them feeling that you're not judging anyone, right? And you're not taking that leader role. And then leadership is not a title, but it's the acceptance of people, right? So that is that. Okay, here's another interesting fact. Now we're just discussing some facts here, okay? Have you heard about this? One-way doors versus two-way doors. It's a very useful framework in decision making. So the kind of decisions you have to make on a daily basis, it could be long-term decisions, short-term decisions, long-term strategies. A one-way door, like in the image, is you get into the door, you cannot come back. A two-way door are decisions where you go get in, if something is wrong, you can come back. Now you tell me, what are some of the one-way doors and two-way door decisions that you gotta make? So I'll give you an example for you to think. So if you want to sort of make, like, you said, existing systems, existing processes. Now changing that completely and probably digitizing it, it's a two-way door decision. Because if it goes wrong, if it's the right decision, well and good. But if it's a wrong decision, it can spoil the entire system. So it's a one-way decision. A two-way door decision is something like rearranging your team members for a short period, right? You want to rotate some roles and see who's doing what. That's a two-way door decision. Now, think of some examples. If you can help me, give me some examples of one-way door decisions and two-way door decisions in your businesses.
Heavy machinery, we spend a lot of money.
We spend a lot of money on heavy machinery. It's not something that we can come back from. So we spend, let's say, 1,000 crores or 1,000 lakhs. We're stuck with it. Coming back from that into, let's say, something that we were doing previously, it's not possible. So we're stuck with that decision, and then we learn to adapt to what we've purchased and take it forward. That's definitely something that's a one-way door decision.
So what do you do about one-way door decisions? Can you tell me like the way you think about one-way door decisions and two-way door decisions? If it's something that you can come back, will your decision, the thinking process be different? How different?
You give more intense thought on the one-way door. You would be more cautious.
You would be more cautious, yes.
You will be more adventurous with two-way.
You can be more adventurous with two-way, yes.
More agile in one-way decision. We will be agile to get that because it's a one-way decision.
You are the speed man. But one-way decisions are things that you cannot come back, right? So probably cautious. So this also takes you back to the fact that how much time and energy you spend on decision making, right? Because probably if it's a two-way door decision, we don't need so much of thought and energy and time put into it and so much of effort put into it, right? But one-way door decisions are probably needs more time and more brains to come together, more collaborative effort. Risk. Talk about risk. One-way would have much more risk. So what do you do when you know that this is going to be a risky decision, but you need to take it also?
Evaluate pros and cons.
Okay. Now, something off the topic in decision making itself. When there is risk involved and it's a one-way door decision, when you're not sure whether it's a one-way door or a two-way door decision, or when you know that okay, it's a one-way door decision, but I'm not sure whether to take it or not, then you can use something called the regret minimization framework. Heard of that? A decision that will that will minimize your regret. So, what's the regret? Had I done this, earlier, I would not have been in this position. If that's something that you're going to regret, then it's a regret, right? So what you're trying to do is you're trying to minimize regret. So for example, opening into a different market. Let's look at it through the regret minimization framework, right? Opening a new market is a one-way door decision. Is that correct? Is this how will you minimize the regret? If you do not do it today, will you regret that decision? Will you regret that decision of not opening up to a new market where there's huge potential? Because today it involves a lot of investment, your time. Yeah? Is there something that you would lose?
Only if it does well.
Yeah.
Only if it does well. In the future.
But at the point of because you cannot make the decision based on the outcome, because you don't know what the outcome is, right? You don't know whether to do well or not.
But you do make that decision based on other factors. Like
You can make decision based on whether you will regret or not.
Right.
One of the frameworks.
And current stakes, right? Current stakes, like how much bandwidth do I have to invest in terms of time, capital, and other things. And based on that, for example, I'm just putting an example, AI. So almost everybody who's doing business right now know that AI is a new thing, and investing in AI right now is cheap. But if you want to scale it to a level where you can actually reach it to other enterprises and really ride the wave, rather than just be participate on it, you will have to put in an X amount of investment. So, like I know Abdul is right now, his company is doing in the defense side, but he must already be investing in AI stuff, right? And if you want to scale it to a next level, you need to actually bring in better talent, better resource who can provide the same, right? So, but at the same time, you need to look into it, your current stakes as well. Can you afford that right now? So, basically, those are the things that I was thinking.
Yeah. So what you just said now is also the opportunity cost, right? There is an opportunity cost in terms of what is it that you are missing today to grab that future opportunity. That's another way to look at it. It's again, regret. So what is regret? Regret is you invest a huge amount of money today, and now the outcome doesn't work out the way you want. Will you regret that decision or not? That is regret minimization. So if you say that I would regret it because I should not have done it, then it's a one-way decision. Don't go for it. But then if you feel that probably this is worth it because there's a lot of learning and it just gives me more exposure, then go for it. So every time, what you're trying to do is to minimize the regret. And also, like you said, that's another way, right? You analyze what is the opportunity cost involved, and probably if it is lesser, then you go for a bigger bet. Okay? Cool. We talked about handling pressure, right? We talked about handling pressure, and there is something called ownership. Okay, because most of you talked about people, about systems, existing processes, and resistance to change, and that's what we're dealing with, right? So look at this. There's something that you can control fully. There's something that you can influence and cannot control. There's something that you cannot control at all. Now I want you to look at this concentric circle and tell me, what is it that comes under your circle of control? Your circle of control are things that is completely under your control. It could be your thoughts, your decisions, the way you think, your job, your responsibilities. All of this is under your control. Circle of influence is something that is not under your control, but you can influence. You can influence. So this would be something like your team members. It could be someone like your management. You cannot control, but you can influence and the best part is that the outcome, you will get affected by the outcome. Even if you cannot control it, you're still getting affected by the outcome. And that is why I think the pressure comes, because you cannot control, but you're still getting affected by the negative outcome of it. So that is the circle of influence. And then you have something called the circle of concern, which is what? You have no control, you have no influence. Give it a try.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would your customers come at a circle of influence or circle of concern?
Good question. Okay, so if you're running a shop and your customer is walking in, then it comes under your circle of influence. But then if the customer doesn't decide to visit you because they decide to visit a competitor, then it's a circle of concern. So like competition is a circle of concern.
Then whether they come in or not, you can influence, right? Through marketing.
Marketing, yeah.
Yeah, marketing is your circle. That's like your team, right? Who does the marketing. But you cannot say that when the customer gives you face time, then it's under your control. So now think about the pressure, the weight, and how much of it is completely under your control, and how much of it is a circle of concern or a circle of influence. Thoughts?
Yeah. A lot of my weights on circle of control to bring more into the circle of control.
Ah, okay, that's a good one. That's a good one. Yeah, we all try to do that, right? Yeah. So what do you do?
You're an executive. Most of the things in the company would come under yourself. Like a large part of the decisions which are made at the organization, you decide. Marketing, everything, finally you set the vision for it. Right? So the very little I feel that it comes out of your set of concern. Like except maybe force majeure, corona and things like that. There's something really that you can't really think about.
Which is not, yeah, correct, absolutely. Yeah, that's true. But the thing about circle of control is that this is where you find your inner motivation, right? This is where you find your drive. And this is where you coach people or influence people. And what are some of the ways to influence people?
Marketing, advertising.
Okay.
Talking about.
But how do you influence your team, like your people?
Yeah, I was talking about an external.
Yeah. How do you influence someone who's resistant to change? Like you say, you will have employees working with your family for more than 15, 20 years.
Motivation.
But how will you motivate someone who doesn't want to listen to you? Okay.
I'm just, repeating what you said in the beginning. So just listening to the person, what that person has to say, have a warm conversation with the person, understand what the person wants.
Incentivize.
Let's do an activity. Can you come? Do you watch movies? Yeah, you watch movies. Which is the latest movie that you did or watched?
Not upfront, but yeah, I just saw the Malayalam movie. I'm not sure if you watched.
Which one? Ron. Okay.
Oh,
Did you like
yeah.
it? Is there anyone who hasn't watched Ron?
I didn't see Rome, but it's fine, you can spoil it.
No. Is there anyone who doesn't like watching movies? All of you like watching movies, is it? All of you like watching movies? Are you sure you like movies? Really?
You want somebody who doesn't like movies.
Yeah, I want someone who you didn't watch it.
I didn't see Rome. Yeah.
No, I want someone who is not interested.
Enjoy movies.
No, someone.
Best time pass you can get.
That's it.
No, but
I don't watch
other
that on
competing Both of you. Let's do a small session on influence. So, you have to influence him to watch Rome, and you will not watch Rome. Okay. So basically, this is a session on influence, guys. Let's see how.
That's not marketing.
Why do I have to watch Udān?
Firstly, it's, you can say something somewhat of a thriller. I think from as much as what I know him, he's someone who usually gets bored quick.
I like watching movies where there's something to laugh, not thrillers and
Good boxing because there's nothing to laugh in the movie.
Okay, think of something else.
Staff change not. Improving for angling.
You don't like murder, nothing like that.
would anyone?
So the thing is, he's a very boring person. So
That's the point, right? That's the point.
How to defend yourself?
Anyone else, think of something that you can tell him to persuade him.
How to defend?
So Rome is like having to they want to plot what is happening.
I've been living here my whole life. Every day
No, that's not say that it kind of it's very similar to how the patrolling happens in Kochi. So you can actually give it a shot.
Very relatable. Wow.
the only way to probably influence it would have been if there was a good-looking heroine or something.
Why don't you want to watch it?
I just think I don't have the patience to watch an entire 2 or 3 hours.
How come you don't have the patience for it?
Reels sends you.
Very,
Very. I just deleted it.
Gen Z.
Gen Z, yeah.
Who's acting?
actor. Yeah.
What is the plot?
Plot, it's basically like an average daily life of a police officer, and in the end of the
Oh, that's a
body
very boring picture.
Which movie did you watch
So
last?
it's almost the similar makers.
Why did you like the
Oh, nice.
Which movie did you watch last? Which movie? Why did you like last movie which you watched?
I watched this Hindi film, Sayyara.
Oh, that is very serious.
Shows his taste. You're right about the heroic thing. How he watches these movies. Wow. Yeah, last, there's nothing how he goes.
Nothing, you can be an influencer.
He is circle of concern.
Would you watch half an hour of the movie?
I'm sorry?
Would you watch like 10 minutes of the movie first to try that?
Yeah.
And if you like it, would you continue watching it?
Without honestly.
Nice, yeah.
Yeah, at least 10 minutes. Okay.
Why did you delete Instagram?
Because, I end up waking
You're
up.
watching too much.
Every reel is
I
very
end
funny.
up I wake up at 7, I end up watching reels till 8:30, 9.
All funny reels.
Now he's watching YouTube shows.
That's a whole movie time.
So now you're being addicted to short form content. So now is the perfect time for you to get into long form content. So
Yeah, that's a good one.
Okay.
Maybe to improve your focus and
yeah. The balance of your addiction is the first step, right?
Okay, half convinced?
Half minutes.
Yeah. Okay, so what happened here?
We tried our level best. We didn't know what to try.
But how to influence people who has no interest in you, right? So one I think is likability, where you talk about something they like. Another one is benefit. How can I benefit from this? Because people, there are no free lunches, right? And people usually look at what is in it for me. So whenever you try to sell something, whenever you try to persuade someone, you also try to tell them how this is going to benefit you. Okay, it could be in the long run, it could be probably you're influencing your staff, it could be about, it's not really about what you're doing now, but how this can impact your future. Benefit. Testimonial, which is what he said, right? You have you watched Kumbhlani Nights? So if you like someone, like other customers have done it, right? So because others have done it, you can also do it. It's like it's what is it? It's a social proof. It's a social proof. So if someone else has done it, it's like we like to join the bandwagon and go with it. It's a human phenomenon. What else? What else? We talked about benefit. We talked about likability, social proof. Fear of missing out.
Common ground.
So that is likability again, because you need to what do you say? Create some rapport.
Yeah.
It's a rapport that you build, and so even if you don't want to do it, you still do it because. So you know this, right? When I do sessions for these car showrooms, so one way to make a sale, because these are high value, premium cars that they sell, luxury cars. So one way to make a deal is to spend a lot of time with the customer. The more you spend, it becomes a liability, right? Like, oh, you spent a lot of time with me, so now I'm obligated to. So there's a small obligation that created. That's because of the rapport. Like when you build a rapport with someone, you feel that you want to do a favor for them, or you want to help them in some way.
You get the de-risk for them, like make the decision easier for them.
Yeah, make the decision easy. That is only if they decide.
I think make it an easier decision to make. Like there shouldn't be a downside, or reduce the downsides for them.
Yeah, probably yes. Talk about the benefits. Or
trust.
Yeah, trust. Reciprocity is another one that was demonstrated here, where you say you watch it for 10 minutes. Okay, so like when you do something for someone, they feel like, okay, I have to give back something. So it's like you do something for free or you do something complimentary, and then you again feel that, okay, I need to reciprocate it in some way. So these are all techniques you can use to probably influence.
Like peer pressure, like if you don't do right now.
That's actually fear of missing out. Where he said, he said something. You watched, no, what was that? The other movie? Yeah, maybe you watched it because of peer pressure. Because why did you watch it? Why did you watch it? Why did you watch it?
One day you don't like movies.
Others went, but you didn't go. Others went for the why we missed out on it.
Someone said it was funny.
Yeah, so actually it's a fear of missing out. Like when you talk about the peer pressure, it's also like you don't want to miss out on something that your peers are doing. Okay? So this is clear? Circle of control. What else do we do? Okay, there's something called 3 C's. Now that you're ready to lead, we can talk about the 3 C's. Very, very, very simple. Huh? Clarity, credibility, courage. How do you demonstrate clarity? How do you demonstrate clarity? So you said you want to implement some change, you want to bring about some new systems. How do you make it clear to people?
Be consistent.
Follow the process.
When you answer questions, that they have with them also the clarity that you
Okay.
Should convince them what are the benefits or that if you do
Yes,
this.
yes.
Don't be confused.
Yeah, so you need to have clarity on what you're saying. I need to have clarity on what you're saying. Right? So a very simple step probably to define that. What do you expect from me? Right? When I'm asking you to do something, what do you expect from me? What is that I expect from you? That also should be very clear. What does success look like? Like today I have come here and we are speaking. How do you define success of this workshop? Right? There should be some objective. Right? Define the objective. Define. So if this is a failure, how will it look like? If this is a success, how is it going to look like? Define that. And the last thing is to track. How do you track progress? If you have clarity on this, it becomes easier to guide people. So your expectations can come in terms of goals that you're setting for people, goals and objectives. Others' expectations can come as tasks and responsibilities that you expect from others. How will success look like is the end outcome. And how will you track? This is the system. The systems that you put across to make sure how the process goes. Okay? So that is clarity. We have something called the trust equation, which is basically, like you all talked about, which is credibility, right? Now the trust equation is nothing but a sum of credibility plus reliability plus intimacy. And the denominator is something called self-orientation. We'll come to that. But what is credibility? You know what is credibility. Basically comes from your expertise and your experience. That's the only way to build credibility. Okay, and that comes from your knowledge. Reliability is the consistency that you talked about. Being consistent about small tasks, large tasks, whatever that is. Intimacy is what we discussed in the beginning, to be able to create a safe space for people to open up and open up to their vulnerabilities. Self-orientation is diminishing the self-goal or how you benefit from it. Because if someone will trust you, if they see that you don't have any ulterior motives, hidden motives, right? So that self-orientation thing, where you say that, does this person have any hidden agenda or not? You know, if that doubt is there, then trust is very difficult to come about. Yeah. So self-orientation is something that comes below, which also means that you need to talk about others' benefits. You need to talk about how genuinely you're interested in the other person. Okay? So that's the credibility part. And the last one in this equation is courage. So, how do you handle conflict? Arguments. Arguments that come about, the disagreements. How do you handle?
Listen from
listen.
both the sides.
First thing is listen what the other person has to.
Yeah, listen, but how do you respond? What do you respond to? Generally, how do you manage conflicts?
Stop.
Ask them to stop.
Agree to disagree.
Agree to disagree and move on, okay?
Bring clarity to each person's point.
Okay.
Yeah, try to understand from the other side. Try to understand from the other side.
Okay, but what if, you know, arguments are always very emotional, right? Even if you try to spend a lot of time and, yes, you need to spend a lot of time. But what else?
Make sure that whatever education that they have, even you are not, being riled up by that other person.
Yeah. So, I think one most important thing to, when you look at arguments, is to separate the problem and the person. Okay? Because when you get emotional, it's very likely that people become defensive. Right? So if you're trying to blame someone, or if you know that this is the other person's mistake, you're trying to blame someone, they take it personally. So always one way to, and we call it reframing in psychology, which is basically to, what did you do wrong? Okay, this is one way to look at some person and tell, look, why did you do this, right? Or the other way to talk about it is, what was your intention behind it? You see the reframing that happens? Or I'm asking you, why did you do this? Versus, how come you did this? See the difference? When I say, why is like a very defensive, like I'm criticizing you. But how come I'm giving you a benefit of doubt? I'm saying that, okay, normally you don't behave this way, but somehow this happened today. So how come you did this? Right? So that's the reframing thing. So in courage, if you have to deal with courageous conversations, you need to, like you said, pause. Reframe is what we look at and then respond. There are multiple ways in which you can reframe your sentences by not looking at the person but looking at the problem only. And that's the best way, okay? What else? I think we are done. Any questions? Do you have any questions?
Could you go back to the previous one, please?
Yes. Courage? Trust?
It sounds very easy.
It sounds very easy.
Yeah, but
Do you
in a
want to practice it? Do you want to practice it?
The practical situation.
Give me a situation, no? Give me a situation that you encountered probably very recently when you had an argument with someone, which was difficult.
Okay, somebody came and hit my car.
Uh-huh.
I'm not going to say, how come you hit my car? I'm going to say, why that? There's no pause, no people, nothing, one hit.
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
It's an accident.
Yeah, sure, come say that to my face.
Okay. No, but okay. Because you had that question, I think I would want to just run you through one more something very specific. One second, let me just bring that. Because there's something called conflict management, and I think it will be useful for you. I can keep on going, but I get a nice smell coming from it. So let's just get over with this also.
He knows that.
Yeah.
Okay, look at this image. It's a very famous framework for conflict management. I don't know what you will do if someone hits your car, but look at this, right? This is the x-axis, which says cooperative, and this is the y-axis, which says assertive. Okay? Which means you cooperate with people, and which also means that you say the right thing from low to high. Okay? Now look at this. What is avoiding? People not talking to each other. Yes, you are low on assertive, you are low on cooperative, which means that you leave. You leave the spot because you are scared of confrontation. Okay? You leave. What happens when you are accommodating? You take the highway, the other person will pay. Okay, which means that you are highly, if you're probably like, let's change the situation to you have hit a car. Okay? In that case, you will say that, okay, I'm ready to pay whatever you want. Okay? And just get over with it. So that is like, he wins, you lose. That's the situation, right? And you become accommodating. Which means that you're very low on assertive, very high on cooperative. What happens when you compete?
Fight.
That's when you fight. That's when you fight, and that's when you say that I want what I want. Right? That is a win for you and a loss for him. Which is you're highly assertive, which means you go to an aggressive. Passive, aggressive. You go competing. Collaborating.
Exchange insurance.
Collaborating. Collaborating is like coming up with an entire new idea altogether, where you both collaborate with each other and you come up with something new, which is always a win-win. Very hard for that to happen, especially in an argument. Very hard for that to happen. But if you have time at your hands. If you like, you have to brainstorm. You have to come up with something innovative. Always go for collaboration. What do you do? What is compromising? It's in the middle. No. Apote is that is basically avoiding.
That's avoiding.
Yeah, because you're not. Accommodating is paying them. Like you pay them. Compromising is like hitting his car, and you're asking for some money or insurance or whatever. He pays half of it, and you pay half of it. So that is. Now, quickly tell me, who will you avoid? Or what situation will you avoid? If someone is very angry, if someone is very emotional, if someone is completely disagreeing, not ready to listen to you, avoid. Avoid that situation. Give it some time. Tell them we'll get back to it later. Okay? What do you do when someone is with whom should you accommodate?
Boss.
Family.
Exactly, with your wives, your girlfriends. That's why that the proposal format is important. Which is always accommodated. Because they are never wrong. You're the one who's wrong. If you have done a mistake, then you accommodate. Okay? If you have done a mistake, you accommodate. Who will you compete with?
Everybody else.
Who will you compete with? Competitive, but in a customer or in a conflict, because you don't have conflicts with competitors, right? You have conflicts with your own people. If it's a customer, you compete with someone who is confused. By that, what I mean is like he's confused about what to buy or what to take. So then you become an advisor. You say that I know better than you. Not in that sense. But I think that is even probably you should listen to me. So if someone is confused, you can, or you are more knowledgeable, you can compete. Or you think, what you propose is more beneficial, you can compete. Or where you have leverage, wherever you have leverage, you can compete. Where do you collaborate? Like I said, any new, innovative, any risky decisions, you could collaborate. Compromise is a long-term, long-standing relationship. You want to maintain it, and then but they are demanding. No, you wouldn't compromise. See, all of you will have a framework for conflicts, for managing conflicts. By the nature of how you are and your behavior, you would either try to avoid, you would either always try to compete, you would either be accommodating all the way, where you say yes to everything. You would either be collaborating, where you say, okay, let them also come and take a joint decision. But you would, by now you would know in your head what you are, right? What is your prominent side? In every situation, try to understand what is it that I am naturally and what I should be. That's a good framework for conflict resolution. Okay, so but unfortunately I don't know, Pratik, whether you will get paid for your car or not. But that's it. Okay, guys.
If he gets my car, I'd be very collaborative.
Okay, cool. Alright, so that is it. I think we are through. So thank you so much. If you have any questions, please shoot away. Otherwise, you can also, it's all gone. Okay. You can also write to me or reach out to me. I'm there everywhere. So that's it. I hope you like the session.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Aina. That was a wonderful, wonderful session. I hope each one of you have taken away something from this session, especially how to manage conflicts, how to know about your framework of mind, how to talk to people, how to manage business, and more importantly, you have given us a very fresh perspective of how to deal with life. So thank you so much, Aina, for that. And I think as a token of our love and appreciation, we have a small memento which will be handed over by our past president, Udān, to Aina.
Should we take a picture of all of you here?
Yeah, we'll do that. Thank you. So, guys, just a quick note. I think I'm seeing a lot of faces here whom were not here when we started off. So I'm happy that the house is full today. And Nivedit, a few of the things that you had already spoken about, some of the people at the back must have missed, which is that, just a gist of it, I could just talk to you in a couple of lines, which is that KMA Young Minds, which has been founded just last year, have been built by a lot of passionate young individuals, especially Ujjwal, we have already spoken about you when you were not here. And Nivedit knew you very well, and he was like, you'll come directly at the time of drinks. So. And Aarti, of course, who could not be with us today, although in spirit she'll be with us, I hope. Guys, most importantly, I just want to make one simple suggestion to each and every one of you. This bunch is awfully talented, awfully capable. So you are here mainly because someone you knew asked you to come here, or you knew someone who asked you to come here. So make the most out of it. So, and my sincere request to you is, see, overall we may be a bunch of maybe 20 people, and KMA Young Minds is just starting out. And the intention behind KMA Young Minds, at least at least what we are trying to facilitate with KMA Young Minds is that this community, this will be a true actual community. It is not like, I'm sorry, there might be few Rotary Club members here, but I'm thinking in the lines of my dad. So there people will be like, there'll be 100 people, there'll be 200 people who people have no clue of who they are or why they are coming. Just because the tag is there, they are coming. But with KMA Young Minds, what we are trying to achieve is a sense of community wherein you know that in the back of your mind, coming to KMA Young Minds is something fun, something people love, enjoy, and you can make the most out of it. So my sincere request to you is to make most out of it. How do I want you to make most out of it? See, some of you would be courageous enough to speak to each and every one of the people around you. It's just 20 people, so even if you take 1 minute, you can finish off speaking a minute to each and every one of their guys. But I'm sure a lot of you will start utilizing the opportunity, especially after a couple of drinks. So yeah, make the most out of. So we have facilitated the best we could. So make the most out of it, and make sure that you say hi to each and every one of the new faces which you have not spoken to. Okay. Of course, you know a couple of people here, but the ones whom you have not met, whom you have no clue of, the fresh faces, you take the effort and say hi to and get to know them. So that's my sincere request to each and every one of you. And the session was really insightful. Thank you, Aina. And the key takeaway for me was always to avoid Prateek's car. And if at all you hit, like Nivedit said, just hit and run. So Prateek, just tell your car, whichever it is, so that people can avoid. Okay, so thank you once again, everybody. I think the floor is open for the food and drinks. I think we'll have a quick photo with if you